I'm outside to dump tank. I don't even know if you can hear me. Good. We're stuck in the trailer. Good. I've got the awning out a little bit, but I am still getting soaked. Good. In fairness, when she talks to me like that, there's usually something going on. Good evening, everyone. Kevin says, don't tell Gord I'm here. I know that you're here. Just make sure that you use the facilities before you come through. Rob is here. Sonia is here. Fatima is here. Hello, everyone. I'm just going to get caught up. Give me a second. Sue is here. Hi, Sue. Where's Dree? Okay, I don't know. Oh, she's looking for her door. Well, now I know who you mean. Hey, Daniel. All right. Well, thanks for joining, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the little movie at the beginning. We are going to talk a little bit about RV safety. We're going to get right into the topic tonight, and we'll do all of our regular stuff after. I may do the poll question, though. But let's just check here. Yeah, we can do all of our regular segments later. Where? Okay, never mind. Anyways, thank you everyone who's watching on the replay. Bob, hello, and anyone who's missed tonight, thank you for watching on the replay. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We do this every Tuesday night at 7. We got kitchen noise tonight. We got lots of kitchen noise tonight. So I thought it would be fun to talk about RVing in extreme weather. Hi, Bree. Rob Rib. Yeah, just because I think that we've all been there, and you can see from my opening montage, I've been there more than once. That the footage where I'm out in the rain takes place in Cape Cod, which is coming up very shortly in the videos if you're watching, where we had a tornado warning on Cape Cod. They hadn't had one in like 28 years, and of course we're there, so that's when they have one. Hi, Louis. So 10 points about RVing in extreme weather. Point number 1, preparation is key. Make sure that you check for weather forecasts and ensure that your RV is equipped for the weather conditions. Forecasts, I mean, sometimes you can't change things. Alex, please, yeah. Rob loves him some extreme weather. I'm really sorry. Jew and George, Jonya? What's happening? Is somebody's J broken on their keyboard? I missed something. Anyways, yeah, so that footage comes from Cape Cod where we had torrential downpours. And of course, we were parked in a dip, so we were getting all the water coming as well. So, make sure that you're ready for that. Make sure that you have a door to keep some of that weather out. Number 2, cold weather RVing. Personally, something that I don't do. But if you are going to do it, make sure that you insulate your RV. If you're leaving it in one spot for a long time, you can buy kits to block off the underneath to keep any of that cold from coming underneath the trailer. You can buy, they have insulated boards. There's a company that sells airbags that you can blow up around. Do you know what I'm saying? What is going on with the J's? Gord, I have some questions for you about the Trans-Canada Highway. Well, maybe I can answer them. Maybe I can't. I haven't been on the whole thing. Yes, skirting. Thank you. Fatima, yeah. There's different products that you can use to seal your windows. They have an insulated foil to block your skylights or your fans if necessary. Curtains to keep the cold out, whether they be a thicker curtain or like the blackout curtains. I did miss the J thing last night. I have to go back and it was a holiday here too, and I totally forgot it was Monday. I thought today was Monday. I didn't even know I had a live stream till about 10 o'clock this morning. And work is a different story altogether. They over the weekend they completely gutted our office, and so it's a huge mess when I got there today. And they took the lock off my door. Just saying. So no more lock on the office. Who did you have to ask about that? About what? The lock on the door? Oh, I know who to ask. We're going to find out. No, they didn't find any mice. Wait, are you talking to me? No, they didn't find any mice at work. When was the Trans-Canada Highway built? I don't know. I believe it used to be a beaver and moose path, and they just paved it. Make sure that you have insulated pipes, space heater or RV furnace to keep warm. Pack appropriate clothing and bedding for cold temperatures. Make sure your propane tanks are filled and that you know how to use them. We did a fall trip last year to Vermont. Was that last year? No, year before. We did North Conway. Yes, I am live. Oh, who did I have to ask if I was live? No, I knew I was live. I told you that I forgot. Anyways, focus. We went to North Conway to do the train, and we ran out of propane. Except I didn't realize that I thought that I had flipped. I have two tanks. I have two 30-pound tanks. And I thought that I had flipped the gauge between the two tanks, and I'd only flipped it halfway. So we went an entire night without propane. Yes, moose, yeah, like a path for moose and beavers, and they paved it, right? It's Canadian. We only have one road. Anyways, I thought that we were out of propane. It was a chilly evening. Turns out when I went to refill the tanks, I pulled one tank off and it was full. I just hadn't turned the indicator all the way. So make sure that you know how to use them as well as them being full. If you're not prepared, you excuse me, I'm choking on my tea. You're better to fill your fresh tank than to keep a hose attached, unless you have a heated hose. It's like people live here. Glenn says sorry. Do RVs have condensation issues like vans do? Yeah, they do. And especially when you have one like ours with tip outs that is not very well insulated, we have condensation problems all the time. I'm a pair of sunglasses I wear people to make them look cool. Okay. Hi, Georgianne. So, yeah, if you have a heated hose, that's fine. But if you leave a hose outside when it's cold out, it is going to freeze. However, if you're filling your tanks, if you're just below freezing, you should be okay. You should have enough heat coming out of the. I thought it was sunglasses at night, not take on me. Isn't that aha? Or is that an aha moment? Yeah, if you have fresh water in the tanks, you should be fine. If you're not equipped with tank heaters and it is getting cold, you're going to want to add, first of all, you're not going to want to put any fresh water in, and you're going to want to add about 2/3 of antifreeze to every 1/3 of water that you use. So if you're using a toilet or a shower or washing dishes or anything, you do need to add some antifreeze just to make sure that nothing is going to freeze up on you. Hi, William. I'm almost staying focused tonight. It's a real difference. Why does my chat always disappear? Oh, hey, Captain Jack. Oh, Rob. Lewis has a question. Make sure that you answer him. I'm not focused. I'm trying. I'm trying to be focused. I'm not always focused. Number 3, hot weather RVing, which I'm sure most of us are used to because most of us RV in the summertime, right? Use awnings or shades or reflective covers to block out direct sunlight. Again, you can get these foil things to block your windows, block your vents, or better yet, use the fans and the vents to create some airflow. A lot of times, if you crack a window and you have a ceiling fan going, you're going to get enough breeze coming between the window and the fan that it's going to cool you off quite a bit. Bob said he has your live set to play on his next e-bike ride. Well, thanks, Bob. Thank you, Bob. Drive safe. Lewis has never been RVing before. This is a channel and a live stream about RVing. So by the time you're ready to RV, you're going to learn a lot. We got Pink Floyd going on in the comments. That's good. Definitely like that. Yeah, if you don't have vent covers or fans, install some to improve the airflow. And make sure that you're drinking enough water, even if you're inside the RV. Very easy to get dehydrated in the extreme heat. It's getting hot here, so take off all your clothes. Well, I don't think it's that hot in Michigan. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. You're further south than we are. Although we've had a very mild winter, so I can't complain. We had more snow in the last 2 days than we've had in the last 2 months. Yeah, how can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat? If you have a hybrid trailer like ours, closing the tip outs really reduces the heat. We had to do that in the Outer Banks because it was 104 degrees every day. And Fatima has green grass. Well, there you go. Hi, Jeff. I didn't see Jeff come in. Does Jeff? Oh, hey, Jeff. Yeah, we had to close the tip outs for 2 reasons. It's a tent. My trailer is a tent. You've all seen my trailer. Wait, let me see here. And those sides all fold out, and they are a tent. And the heat hits that, and it greatly increases the heat. But as well, because they're not very, they let a lot of air in and out, let's put it that way. So even the AC doesn't run very well. But as soon as we close the tip outs, we can gain about 10 degrees almost on 10 degrees Celsius. So what's that, like 3 degrees Fahrenheit that we can gain just by closing the ends of the trailer. Probably the biggest nightmare for most RVers is, hi Jeff, is driving in high winds or just being in high winds, period, which is where a lot of Guylain's concern comes from. Especially when we were in the Outer Banks. When we went to the Outer Banks about a month before we were there, there was a gust of wind that went, not a gust of wind, but like a bit of a storm that went through just north of Kitty Hawk and actually flipped trailers over in one of the KOAs that's in the Outer Banks. So that was her concern, and we had a lot of wind. So you want to park your RV in a sheltered area if possible, but you don't want to be under trees if there's a lot of wind because you could have some branches come down on you. Obviously, secure any of your outdoor items, put lawn chairs and rugs and things like that away. Always retract your awnings. You know, if you don't need them, put them away. If you're leaving the trailer, if you're leaving it unattended, always put your awnings away. I've been guilty of that a couple of times where, you know, the weather was nice and we weren't going for very long, but they should still always be put away. If you have antennas or satellite dishes, good idea to put them away. There was one night I leave the Starlink on the roof of the trailer, and why have we got song lyrics going on? What is happening? There's a lot of songs going on in the chat. Yeah, and I brought the Starlink, and I usually leave it up on the roof, but I brought it down. Well, actually, that was in Cape Cod, where I brought the Starlink back in. If you're traveling and you run into some high winds, not as bad if you're going nose into the wind. If you're driving directly into the wind, much safer than being broadside by it. And if it does get really bad, pull off and make sure that you're pointed into the storm. That's just the best way, so that it's not hitting the side of your rig. You want it to your rig is meant for going down the road and for dealing with wind. So if you point nose into the wind, that's going to be your safest bet. And that's how I would answer your question as well, Fatima, is what do you do in really bad storms? Pull off, get shelter. There's more coming up, but if you're traveling, get off the road. It's you don't want to be stuck out there with that. It's not fun at all. We've driven in rain where you can't see 3 feet in front of you and everybody's doing 2 kilometers an hour. Just just pull off. Put your four-ways on if it's really bad, right on the side of the road. If you can get to a rest area, ride it out in a rest area. So is Jeff showing his age by using Bill Haley lyrics, or am I showing my age by knowing that that's Bill Haley? Could be both. Caesar, go play somewhere else. Go play somewhere else. Every time we get on the computer, the dog starts to play. Point number 5, and this is kind of what I saved this for a little bit, Fatima, is dealing with rain and storms. Obviously, you want to check for leaks and repair any damaged seals before rainy weather. You don't want to get caught with a leak when it is raining. Make sure that you're monitoring weather alerts. Be prepared to evacuate if necessary. You can get weather apps. There's all kinds of them for your phone. You can get small weather stations. You can even get on Amazon for about $14. You can get a little radio that is specific for weather that has absolutely nothing to do with any cell phone coverage. So even if the power is out, if you don't have cell coverage, you can still get these little weather radios, and they're fantastic. Be prepared to evacuate if you have to. We're going to talk more about that in a minute. Navigating snow and ice. Well, this is why I don't cold weather camp. Driving in the snow and the ice without pulling something is scary enough for me. I don't want to find out that my trailer isn't very good in the snow and the ice. So I don't like to drive with the trailer in the snow. And as well, up here, they use a lot of salt on the roads. And even though the bottom of my trailer is sealed, there's a lot of components on the bottom, propane lines, the sewer gates, and just having salt on that and corroding it, not something that I want to deal with. But if you are traveling in the snow and the ice, be a good idea to install snow chains or studded tires where legal. Do check to see if it's legal where you are, or just investing in snow tires, which we have on all of our vehicles, but not on the trailer. Can chains be put on trailers? I would say probably not, Fatima, but you should have them on the tow vehicle to keep control of your tow vehicle if necessary. And depends on, Jeff's coming up with all the old stuff. Now he's got the Glenn Campbell going. But yeah, it's chains are there's a lot of places that will not let you put chains, but if you can, and you're doing a lot of mountains and things like that, definitely worth having. Keep a supply of like ice melt, like the Arctic ice, salt, things like that. Always good to keep a bag if you're going to be traveling in the winter. I do keep a bag in the back of the truck as well as a shovel, just in case needed. I don't carry these because I've never had a need for them, but my son does carry the, I forget what they're called. They're overlanding pads. They're little plastic pads that you can put under your tire to get traction. And that helps a lot. Be very cautious of black ice. Avoid driving in severe winter storms, obviously. You don't want to be heading out into a blizzard. Stay off the roads if possible. If Sonia were in corners and Gord's were in rubber rooms, well, that sounds about right, actually. Most importantly, if you are driving in winter weather, please take your time. You are not in a hurry to get anywhere where you have to risk the snow and the ice. Those have to be the worst driving conditions. Recovery boards, thank you. Yes, that's exactly what they're called. It's knowing that your door is always open and your path is free to walk on. Or if you don't have a door, then the door is always open. Yeah, traction boards, recovery boards. Number 7, emergency preparedness. Have an emergency kit. We tend to keep something in the truck all the time with water, food, first aid supplies, that sort of thing. Make sure that your cell phone is charged. We always keep a battery bank in the front as well in case we need it, and some clothes, some warm clothes. And for us, I'm talking more about not traveling with the RV, but just traveling in general. No emergency contact numbers in nearby shelters. We have, keep your head up for sure. And, you know, a lot of times it's not how you're driving, it's how the person beside you is driving, right? We do Scotch. Yeah, this is Rob's emergency kit. Scotch playing cards, selection of good cheese, and another bottle of Scotch. Well, that'll keep you warm. We drive between my parents' place in here, which is about a 5.5, 6 hour drive. And we know all the places to stop along the way. You know, it's emergency cash. Yeah, that's a good one too, Jeff. Thanks. Yeah, always good to have extra cash just in case. Emergency point number 8, seeking shelter. If you're in extreme weather conditions or imminent, seek shelter. If you can, get in your vehicle and drive away. If the danger is not close. When we were in Cape Cod, the tornadoes were fairly close. We really couldn't get in a truck and drive away because we probably would have driven right into it. But no, a lot of these campgrounds will have a designated storm shelter, especially if they're in areas that this is a regular occurrence. If you're in a flood zone on a coast, a lot of the campground maps will, when you check in, when you get the campground map, they'll have a map, they'll have an evacuation route right on it. Pay attention when you're pulling into an area because they will have the routes mapped out. When we went to Cape Cod last year, we had, as we were driving in, you could see all the evacuation route markers. So, you know, just something to keep in mind. You never know when you're going to need it. Okay, bye, Lewis. Take care. If any of you watch The Hanks, you remember, I think they were at Homer Spit. They were somewhere in Alaska and they got a tsunami warning. So imagine, you know, and it's jump in your truck and leave the RV behind and just, you know, just go. Good to have phone numbers. I know a lot of people who have a whiteboard in their trailer, and they will write the address of where they're staying in case there's an emergency and you have to call 911. You have the address of the campground right there. If I do come Tuesday, you might let Rebecca chat. Okay. And yeah, a lot of this information is found on the information that you get from the campground when you check in. So you have all of this stuff already. Whoop, what am I doing here? Where's my chat? I don't know why I keep losing the chat. Number 9, stay informed. Keep a weather radio or download a weather app and stay updated on changing conditions. You can see what's going on, but do you know what's coming? I can tell you from the time that we've spent near the ocean, things change very quickly. And it can be raining one minute and it can be beautiful and sunny the next minute. Pay close attention to local advisories and heat evacuation orders if necessary. If you hear an evacuation, don't wait. Don't wait to see what it is. Get a haircut and get a real job. I hope that's George Thorogood, and that's not for me, Jeff, because I do need a haircut. And after today, I'm not sure that I have a real job. So, and that brings us to our final point: is post-weather maintenance. So, after any kind of a weather incident, get up on the roof of your RV and check for damage. And make sure that nothing is leaking, no seals are gone, nothing's broken, you still have all your antennas. Repair any leaks or cracks or structural damage right away. And restock your emergency supplies and anything that you've used. What about large predators, bears, mountain lions, wolves? In terms of emergencies, I guess you need to know where you are and what you're dealing with. When we were in Banff, we had bear bells, we had bear spray. There wasn't much else out there that would really bother us too much. But other than that, yeah, you need to know what's out there. If you are a weather radio with FM for classic rock, well, there you go. But yeah, if I know we haven't been out west yet, but it is on our bucket list. And one thing that we worry about is, hiking, what's out there on the trails. We've heard of lots of things, but most of these things avoid you more than you avoid them. So apparently my chat is all song lyrics tonight. And y'all distracted Lewis. So there you go. So I think that pretty much sums up emergency preparedness in traveling in extreme weather. Obviously, the reason why by being prepared was number one on the list is because that is the best way to avoid any problems, is to be prepared. I'm not sure what's going on with Lewis. I answer your question probably next Tuesday before anyone questioned me. Bye for real. Okay, bye, Lewis. And with that, I think it is. Neither do we. No one knows what's happening with Lewis. Okay. And so I think with that, it is now time for the poll results. And the poll question this week was, among these options, which national park holds a special place in your heart, either from visiting or from watching videos? Kevin said he has no heart, so I'm not sure what his answer was. But thank you for everyone who answered. Yellowstone was the overwhelming winner, followed by the Grand Canyon with zero love for Zion and Everglades. Wow. Okay. Nobody loves the Everglades. Nobody likes pythons and alligators, I guess. If you haven't, if you watch Less Junk, More Journey, go and watch where they went they went snake hunting in the Everglades. That was pretty cool. So thank you again for everyone who participated in the poll. Rob may or may not have answered, but I don't even want to get into it. The poll takes place every Monday at 10 a.m. on the community tab on my channel. Feel free to come in and participate anytime that you like. If you missed it, Jeff, that's where it is. Overwhelming wiener. What? You would do Everglades. Fatima would do Everglades if she had an airboat. I might. It's a big swamp. I don't see the appeal. But again, I've never been there, so I can't speak. Lots of people go, lots of people love it. I would be fine to cut across Florida on the I-75 and just see it from the highway. I would be okay with that. Yellowstone is very high up on our bucket list. I just worry about the amount of people that are there. And Grand Canyon as well. Grand Canyon is very high on our list as well. But really, anything in the West, I think we would be definitely down for the Tetons or Bryce or there may be something on the West Coast coming up soon, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, Georgianne would never get in an airboat again. There you go. Lewis is back. I think this is the second time he said he was leaving, and he's back. Fatima has been to the Grand Canyon. Well, she has family in Arizona, so I am not surprised. And she loves the Grand Canyon. Distracted you from what, Lewis? Are you doing a live stream? Amazonarona? Yes. All right. So as promised, we are going to I'm not touching that. Without further ado, I did say that we were going to do the rest of our segments after the main segment. So without further ado, let's get right into Where in the World Have You Been, where we talk about different places where we have been or where we want to go. And today we are going to Miami. So let me know if you have been to Miami. We have briefly been to Miami. Hey, Journeys by Jay. How you doing, Jay? Grand Canyon was awesome. William rode donkeys. That's cool. So Miami is the home of Miami Beach, Miami Vice, the Wynwood Walls, if you have never been, an amazing graffiti park, our favorite Cuban and our second favorite Cuban. And let me see here. Where are my notes? There we go. It always helps when I have notes because I have no idea what I'm ever talking about. Lewis has been to Miami. Georgianne has been to Miami. Sue has never been to Miami. Was close, but no cigar. Cuban cigar. Haha. Sue's never been to Miami, and she lives like 3 hours north. Miami Sound Machine, yes. So a few facts about Miami. We did Miami. Hi, Tom. We did CSI Miami. We did Miami as part of our Florida Keys trip. We drove through Miami on the way to the Keys, and we did a half day in Miami, which clearly was not enough time. But she types with both of her hands. Okay. It is all ham to gourd. I made my Boston butt this weekend, by the way, and it was delicious. I just did it as a rub, and it wouldn't fit in the crock pot, so I ended up cutting the bone out of it again. And it's a whole thing, and I don't want to talk about it. Anyways, so Miami, we did it on the way back from the Florida Keys. We were flying out of Fort Lauderdale, and so that was we did the beach. We did the Wynwood Walls, and we did a little place in Little Havana called Sandwich. And man, the Cuban sandwiches, holy mackerel, they were good. No, I didn't live stream the Boston Shoulder like I promised. No, and I'm so glad that I didn't because it just turned into, well, pretty much what it did last time. So Jay's never been in Miami, and he lived in Florida. So there you go. That's about 4 hours for Sue and Bob. They stopped in Homestead on the way to Key West, but didn't get over to Miami. Yeah, it's a little out of the way if you're going straight down. Yeah, see, I thought I had Ham too, but Ham is apparently the other end. So yes, it had to be deboned to fit into the crock pot. I didn't use the Instapot this time. I used the slow cooker. Lewis wants to know what Miami Vice is. And to that, I just have to ask, is Lewis old enough to hang out with us? Because Miami Vice, if you grew up in the 70s or 80s, Miami Vice was about the best show going. Best show in terms of popularity, not in terms of content. But who didn't have a white sports coat like Crockett? No, Rob, I didn't live stream rubbing my meat. No, where were you last week, Bree? Glenn brought the meat, and it said right on it, Boston butt. Don't be confused. Go back and watch the live stream from last week. Jack's never been to England, but he's been to Oklahoma. Well, either way, you got an accent, so there you go. Miami Vice is a type of wood-holding device used in the Miami region. Ugh. No, I really didn't have a ham. Not Don Johnson and Phil Collins. Oh, my God. Yeah, there you go. Drug running, cigarette, speedboats. What else do you need? Anyways, moving on. Interesting facts about Miami. Miami is known for its luxurious lifestyle, luxurious shopping districts, upscale dining establishments, and lavish waterfront properties. If any of you, if you're members with Robert, he is releasing a video about Miami this week, and he did an early release. And to see some of these properties, oh my God, it's crazy. Very high profile personalities. A lot of when is it time for Would You Rather? Soon. Yeah, Scarface. Everybody wants to get to the Would You Rather. Nobody wants to hear about Miami. A lot of athletes, a lot of hockey players live down there. The taxes apparently are pretty good. So, also known for its beach paradises. We went to Miami Beach, specifically went to South Beach. Didn't know that some of the clothing was optional, so we did not stay there for very long. And there was a lot of jellyfish. A lot more than we expected. It might have been the time of year that we went. I'm not sure. It is also known as the cruise capital of the world. Miami port being one of the busiest ports globally. And you can see from all the ships that are there. It's absolutely crazy because they do all of the Caribbean. When we went to, the Bee Gees live there too. There you go. Grand Haven to Milwaukee in 1.5 hours. Wow. Yes, in the 80s, Miami had the most snow of the globe. Apparently, that's not true, Bree. Well, I don't know about nude, but there was a couple of topless people, and we were not expecting it. So, just saying. It was not our thing. When we went to, as part of our Florida Keys trip, on the Friday when we first got there from Fort Lauderdale, we took a ferry across to Bimini in the Bahamas, and the Virgin ship was parked there at Bimini. So, yeah, it is a port for a lot of Caribbean tours. There's a lot of celebrities there. Madonna, I believe, still owns a home there. Diddy still owns a home there. So a lot of entertainers there. What is happening? Hawaii has a lot of nude beaches. Might have to stay away. That's on our bucket list too. Did you know that? That Hawaii has a lot of nude beaches? Okay, well, that wasn't the response I was expecting. He then says we need to go on a diet. Okay, I think I'm good. I'll be in the car. No, I'll be in the car. I'm not down for the nude beaches. And of course, it has a lot of historic landmarks, from the Freedom Tower to the Vizcaya Museum. Miami has a ton of landmarks that lends to its rich history. So I'm blushing. Maybe. All right. Well, on that note, I think we're going to move right along. Glenn's always good for a laugh. All right. Let's. What? So you're saying I'm rubbing off on you? Glenn says it's my fault because that's how I talk. Okay. She might be right. All right. So let's get into our random thoughts. Random thought number 1. When you think about it, Captain Hook is actually trying to stop Peter Pan from kidnapping children. That is very true in a very creepy way. I don't know why that. There we go. Tentacle is a delicious treat in Miami. Okay. I'll stick to the Cuban sandwiches. So I'm going to have to go back and watch Sonia's live stream because I have no idea why there are so many song lyrics. In the ditch upside down singing, you picked a fine time to leave me loose wheel. Peter Pan is supposedly taking deceased children to the afterlife. Ruined that movie for you all. Well, who's Captain Hook then? Wait a minute. And Tom thought Peter Pan was trying to get his clock back. Time to move on to random thought number 2. During a nuclear explosion, there is a certain distance of the radius where all frozen supermarket pizzas are cooked to perfection. Not sure I'd want to eat them. Wait. Lewis, I'm happy that you're here, but how many times have you left and you're still here? You're welcome here, but I'm just not sure. I'm sure that I've seen you say goodbye twice. Are you talking about that noise? Do you want to see what the noise is? It's not a clock. Where is he? This and this are the noise that you hear that sounds like a clock. Is it this? Yeah. Go play. Go play and stop making noise. Anyways. Or TikTok was the, okay, that's, okay. Jim would know about pizza cooking. Yes, he would. It would still take someone 7 hours to order the perfectly nuked pizza. Not necessarily. It might take 7 hours if you get it delivered. Hey, Phil. Yes, you're late, but that's okay. Fatima will write you a tardy slip, and we'll just have it on the record. Oh, it's totally the dog's fault. A portable shoe buffer. Well, I think he's dirtier than my shoes, so he definitely needs a bath. I'm just going to skip the lyrics because I still don't know what's happening. All right. Random thought number 3. Salt is the only rock that is socially acceptable to eat. Although I wouldn't eat the road salt. You probably need to get your phone fixed. It's going on and off. Or maybe try charging it. Random. Yes, road salt or yellow snow. Don't eat either of them. Random thought number 4. Have you ever said, "Hey, stranger," to someone you didn't know? Probably not. Isn't that something that you say to someone you do know? Although, how many I have waved quite a few times and said hello, "Hey, Daryl," to people that I thought I knew and didn't. It's 50% charger, but it keeps going on and off. All right. All right, Jack. Good luck finding a camping spot. Thanks for joining us. You probably should start for reactions, Jay. It'd be funny. And our final random thought: humans advocate not judging a book by its cover, but also glorify love at first sight. So which one is it? That would be so embarrassing. I do that all the time. And the only thing worse than waving to somebody and then realizing it's not who you thought it was is when you see someone waving and you have no idea who they are and you wave back and then you realize that they were waving at the person behind you. That's pretty embarrassing as well. And I do that all the time. So we are getting into the nitty-gritty here. So I'm going to start wrapping it up. But of course, I know I'm not allowed to wrap it up without playing. Because I know it's everybody's favorite, because it's usually ridiculous. And again, I've lost the chat. I don't know why I lose the chat every time I play a video. Jack keeps laughing about Planet Fitness has no judgment zone. Must be segregation. Maybe. Yeah, maybe I'm just a friendly kind of guy. That's possible. I would assume that if you're waving at me. Why would you wave at somebody else? Oh, now we have the highwayman going. Rapper Gord? I don't think so. All right. Would you rather be able to sleep for 3 hours a night or have to run a marathon each week with shoes that are too tight? I think I'd rather only be able to sleep for 3 hours a night. I hate tight shoes, and I have triple E feet, triple E width. Waving. They don't let you in when you wear your Speedo, Daryl? That actually sounds like judgment. I wonder if that's still here. I haven't looked for that in a while. Let's have a look, see if that is still here. Oh, it is still here. Check it out. Wait a minute. I forgot about my Speedo pick. There we go. No, I'm with you. No marathon. I actually have. Oh, this is a long story. I might be getting late. I have scars on the top of my feet, and the reason why I have scars on the top of my feet. Thanks, Bree. It's really me. The reason why I have scars on the top of my feet is I used to be a goalie, and goalie skates have plastic on the outside. But because my feet are so wide, I had to buy my skates 2 sizes too big, and then I had to tie them so tight that the plastic would turn inward. And by the end of a hockey game, they would have dug into my feet and cut up my feet. My feet were always bleeding after every game. And I have permanent scars on my feet from those skates. And it was, I was in about my 20s or 30s when they started making skates in wide sizes. True story. No, they don't make Hobbit ice skates. Would you rather have your name constantly mispronounced or constantly forgotten? My last name, I believe I said this to Sonia once. My last name is spelled the same way as chicken, but it's Q-U instead of a K. So yeah, it's been mispronounced a lot. And we've just learned to live with it. Triple socks didn't help. And actually, in all honesty, back then the skates were made of leather and I played bare feet. No, I was not a butterfly goalie. That was way after my time. Way after my time. I became a butterfly goalie, a very bad one, when I played in men's leagues and stuff. So, name mispronounced because people do it in streams because of my name. Well, it's because your name says Lewis and Clark. No one gets my name right. Georgianne. That's not right. Phil's surname is always mispronounced. Jay's last name also gets butchered. See, everybody, it's Michelle's last name. People have trouble pronouncing her last name. Leonardo. 1800 skates. Yes. Your skates were never like that as a goalie? Did you have wide feet? It was the width. I could never get wide enough skates, so I had to buy them too big. Your real name is Lewis Clark, not Lewis and Clark, but your name on here is Lewis and Clark. Rob often mispronounces Lewis's name as Brian, Pamela, or occasionally Nigel. All right. Most of the time they use a J sound. Oh, okay. I got it right. Okay. People think mine is Sonja with the J pronounced, not Sonia, like a Y. Sonja. Wasn't that the kidnapper in 7? No, it wasn't 7. What was that movie? No, that was Sanji. What was that? I can't remember. I'm gone again. Yes, I have Sasquatch feet. Sonia is Jason. What? Gord, how do you pronounce your last name? It's Chiquen, like Chicago. But people call it Chiquen or chicken. I have a weird ethnic Italian last name. Only one dude looked at it, a linguist with a PhD, and got it right. Well, it sounds like he was a very cunning linguist. It's not Leo? Phil Leo. Filio. Yes, chicken. Chagrin. Yes. Anyways, moving right along. Would you rather only be able to eat a food that begins with a B or an M? A B or an M? Wait, could M be meat? If M could be meat, I'm definitely down for M. You have to say it with your hands. Yeah, see, I'm not Italian enough. Filio. Gourd char grilled. Yes, please. Yes, Connie Linguist. Let me see. B foods, bananas, bologna, broccoli. What about M? Meatballs, mozzarella, bangers, and mashed. Well, that would be both. Hey, Don. Well, thanks for stopping in and say hi. No, Fatima, there is specifically not a K for kale. I think that was the point. All right. Don, you may pick up your tardy slip from Fatima. Well, Twizzlers start with a T. Oh, bratwurst. Yeah, that's a good one. Sonia saying bye to Lewis. Is Lewis leaving again? Would you rather be followed everywhere by someone playing the flute or be surprised daily by someone playing a tuba? I would definitely love to be surprised daily by someone playing a tuba. That would be fantastic. Just walk around the corner and sound like, yeah, that would be fantastic. I actually would pay to have someone follow me around and do that with the tuba. Flute? I'm not sure. I'm not a flute guy. Fatima as well. Georgiana and Fatima with the flutes. How on earth do you spring out on someone with a bloody tuba? Well, let me tell you, when I'm in my office, they don't even need a tuba. They just walk around the corner and they scare the hell out of me every time. Charity can play the flute? Really? And let me see. Is that our last? I do believe that is native fluted. I don't understand native fluted. For our final, would you rather be able to fall asleep in seconds but always wake up late, or take 2 hours to fall asleep but you're always up early? I hate waking up late. It creates way too much stress for me. I would rather take a long time to fall asleep and wake up early, which is pretty much my normal routine anyways. So, and that is it. Twice earlier. Oh, that he said he was leaving. It was a joke. Okay. Rob prefers the later option. And so that is it for Would You Rather. So at that point, I'm going to wrap it up. I do apologize. Oh, you can be surprised by a tuba. I do apologize for last week. We tried to do a raid on Charlie Grace, and during the live stream, she changed the date. She hasn't done one for a little while, and we had planned on doing a raid again tonight, but Jay would rather fall asleep late and wake up to a tuba. There you go. But yeah, I was planning on doing a raid for Charlie tonight, and she has changed it until the 27th. So on the 27th, we're going to raid Charlie Grace. So thank you for being here, everyone. If you have something coming up, feel free to drop it in the chat. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow night is Wednesday, so Jack will be on from 6 to 8. Garden State Pink will likely be on Thursday night, 6-ish. And Sonia will be on Friday night at 7. Bob and Sue, Saturday morning at 9. And if you've missed it, Bob has the farm game going again. That is starting to work. I had to watch it on a replay because Saturday mornings are getting very strange for me, but that's a long story. I'm sure Sonia will have a release at 10 a.m. on Saturday. If anyone else has got anything going, feel free to drop it in. Hi, Nancy. You just made it. We're just wrapping up. Oh, Lewis will be here so we can annoy him again next Tuesday. Okay, Lewis. All right. Thanks for joining, everyone. And we will see you next week. The RV DJ lyrics are us. Well, I will definitely have to go back and watch that live stream to see what all the lyrics are about. I'm sure I'm going to hear about it on Friday, as well as not showing up last night. So I'm sure I'm in for it on Friday. Good night, everyone. Thank you for joining, and we will see you next Tuesday night at 7. Take care and be safe.